While Majora's Mask is definitely a creepy game in a lot of ways, few areas of the game are more disturbing than the Ikana Valley region. With a graveyard of soldiers loyal even after death, a mysterious figure who keeps ghosts in an arena, and a host of mummies in the bottom of a well, the Ikana region carries a strong theme of death. Today, we'll go over a mystery pertaining to the area known as Beneath the Well, and what happens to those who enter it. Before we get to the well itself, we need to know a bit more about those who live near it. Pamela and her father. The short version of the story is that Pamela's father is locked in his basement in a hideous form, partially turned into a Gibdo. If you want to know more about his backstory, I suggest checking out Zeltic's recent video on spooky Zelda characters. Anyway, Pamela's father is apparently a famed academic who attempted to enter the nearby well. Now, it's never explicitly stated that the well itself is cursed, but based on the appearance of Pamela's father, I think it's safe to say that the well is indeed cursed. After all, he himself tried to enter the well, but doesn't remember anything of it, and of course is a half Gibdo when Link meets him. Fortunately for us, Link can enter the well himself, although he can't get far. The only way to proceed is shut by metal bars, and a Gibdo blocks the way. However, if Link first gets the water flowing through the valley by freeing the composer brother Sharp from a curse, and then heals Pamela's father from his Gibdo form, Link will receive the Gibdo mask, which allows him to communicate with these monsters. Back at the well, Link is forced to provide Gibdo after Gibdo with all manner of unusual items before they finally let him through to the other side. These are some greedy mummies, no doubt. So, Pamela's father certainly seems to have at least partially become a Gibdo, and while Pamela herself ventures near the well, she never enters it. In fact, she won't even leave her house while the Gibdos roam freely outside, as only the music played by the house can repel the Gibdo horde. Now, everything here points toward the well turning people into Gibdos. So, why didn't Link become a Gibdo when he went in? For this question, I have two possible answers. The first answer is rather simple, but also a little boring. Majora's Mask takes place in the timeline where Link returned in possession of the Triforce of Courage, so he may simply be immune to the curse. This could be supported by the fact that in Twilight Princess, the presence of the Twilight makes most people turn into a spirit form, whereas when Link is exposed to it, his Triforce activates and he simply becomes a wolf. This implies that the Triforce of Courage provides some protection from this sort of curse, but honestly, this explanation is a little too boring for me, and the Triforce is hardly even acknowledged in Majora's Mask, so I think there's something else to this story. The other explanation, which I like a lot more, requires some context. The first thing to explain is the significance of the well itself. Beneath the well is a secret passage to the Ikana Castle, which Link must eventually reach, but perhaps more important is the treasure found within the well. Both Pamela and her father refer to a treasure that is hidden in the well, which is what most people entered it for in the first place. This is, in fact, the Mirror Shield, which Link can obtain on his way through. The item itself isn't that important to this theory though, but rather the reason the people went into the well in the first place. Greed. In several games, certain individuals fall victim to greed, which usually has really negative consequences. For instance, Giovanni from Twilight Princess was turned to gold as some form of punishment for his greed, and to heal him, Link had to destroy the Po-Imps found across Hyrule. A similar curse is found in the Cursed Metal from Skyward Sword, which in exchange for treasure makes Link unable to open his adventure pouch. And then we have the Skulltula family from Ocarina of Time, who have been turned into half Skulltula, half human monsters, not completely unlike Pamela's father. So I bet you're wondering about now, what's the connection between all this? That, or you see where I'm going clear as day. Or I'm just wrong. Anyway, here's my second answer. There is indeed a curse on the well, but it isn't a curse on everyone who enters the well. Rather, it only applies to those who enter out of greed. As someone stays in the well in search of the treasure, their greed will slowly consume them until they are nothing but a corpse full of desire. The Gibdos within the well support this idea quite nicely. They all demand something from Link before letting him pass, even if it is just Deku Nuts, and once their desire is satisfied, they disappear. Pamela also states that her father was inspecting the well for its treasure, and I suspect it may have been out of a desire for knowledge as well. After all, he clearly has a desire to research almost anything Link shows him, from Tattle the Fairy to the Gibdo mask itself. His transformation appears only partially complete though, and Link arrives in time to heal him. Also, if whoever left the treasure in the well wanted to guard it, chances are the only people to look for it would be doing so out of greed. So, you can probably see how this would explain why Link didn't become a Gibdo. Let's be honest, we're talking about the child who entered the belly of a giant fish, confronted Ganondorf, and fought whatever this is. Do you really think he's going into the well for selfish reasons? The curse would have no hold on someone with no ill intent, so Link could freely wander beneath the well. Thank you all for watching today's video. While I guess this would have been pretty fitting for Halloween, it didn't really work out with my schedule, so I guess I'll have to send it off as a fairly late Halloween video. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been helping the channel grow lately. That includes everyone who's been watching for a while, as well as any of you who just subscribed recently. I'll do my best to make stuff you'll all enjoy, but if you have any specific video ideas, you can comment them down below. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time you're in the Legend Zone.